Hey guys, welcome back to Alpha Protocol. In this cheat engine tutorial, I'm going to help you guys get unlimited ammo, look at the gadgets, get unlimited gadgets, and also work out the health and the armor. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's walk through this tutorial. So I'm going to use this level as an example. The bullet size, or the bullet amount, is down here. So if I just come out here for a second, the bullet size is down here. I had to count this myself by hand, and it ends up being 32. So I'll need to scan for 32. In order to make sure this is attached to the game, you need to go to the process, over here, click over here, open it, and then I put in the value. My value is going to be a 4-byte value. That'll be integer numbers. I'll click scan, and give me a lot of numbers here. The things in red are the things that change, so I'll take a couple shots, and I'll move it downwards. A lot of these numbers are changing, but the ones I'm using haven't, so I will make sure that nothing has changed. I have a hotkey for it. I'm going to do it again. Just reduce the number size down. Come back. Take some more shots. Decrease the value. And I have a value of 20. Let's make sure that's the right one. So we can see here. It is because we have the 17 number right here. Double click. Now, if you're a beginner, what you can do is simply go here and I can do two things. One, I can change the value. So I'll change it to, let's say, I don't want it to be any higher than the clip number here, so it doesn't make anything weird from a graphic point of view. So I might just keep it at 32. And you'll see here that it changes what happens right here. And what I can also do to stop that from happening for this session is simply hover over the X button here. What that will do, that will simply stop any of the bullets from decreasing. Now, that's for a beginner. If I was to change to a different gun, I would have to look for the same values again. Now, for the more intermediate person, what I would do here is I would go and find out what accesses the address, and I can see here there's number here. Now this helps me out. So this tells me um, as long as I can add this to my code list and I can look it up when I'm playing the game, it'll tell me the number that's being currently used right now. So that's going to help me out quite a bit. Now, when it comes to having infinite bullets, one way you can do, as I mentioned, is by just simply locking the value in place. I want to go here and actually shoot. And reload. We have these values here. Now, these values are pretty much going to tell me that there's no specific address for the gun, the ammo decreasing or increasing. So none of these values are going to help me. So in this instance, the best thing for me to do is I can come into here, over here when just constantly comparing, and effectively what I can do from that is I can add it to a code list, and then as it comes up, I can lock the value in place. I can also do creating what is called a pointer, where I can identify what it is instead of having to keep going into the advanced options, looking for the gun, effectively cutting this step out. Right? That's just how this game works. Because in this case, the address isn't something else specifically. So that is the infinite ammo part here, simply by doing that part here. Okay, so let's look at doing the infinite gadget thing. So I have the value set to 4, and that's that one. All right, so that's 3. To make things easier, I'll change this value to 3. Brings us down to about 400 and some change. Do another one. Now, so we got value of 2. the next scan, and we have 3 values here. So what I can do is I can take the 3 values down, and I can also see what they are doing here. Back though, and we have 1 value here, right here. That's the value. So I can, once again, for beginners, for this session, what you can do while you're playing the game, because it locked the value in place, I can change it to 4. See how it changes to 4 over here, and I can use this. And throw as many as I want. And then before, I can go here for intermediate, go with access the address. Once again, this is for the gadgets, so I can add this to my code list. In this case, one of these bytes are already there. Okay. So if I do a quick check, maybe, yes, because this one over here. I've done it already. So go down here, access. What access is the menu here? And it didn't work for some reason. Let's go back. I know it's the one, but for some reason it's not accessing it. Either way, if I go back here to Gadget, it's this one here anyway, which I know is that one. So, like I said, we can lock it in place and do it that way. Now for this one, it is pretty much the same thing because the value itself is going to be in the same one before, so it doesn't have a particular register that it uses, which doesn't help us out. So therefore, the best thing you can do is bring it up, create a pointer out of it, and then from there, use it as you're going along. Now, to look at the health is, if you look at the armor, let's look at the armor now. And I'll take this for all because I'm not really sure where it's coming from. It could be a health fight. It could also be a 4-byte number. So that's going to be something we're going to look into, but we need to find some enemies in order to make sure that we can actually see it over. So let's go and do that.
Into a toy store. Looks like the shipment's ready to go to its client.
We're not going to have time to warn the local authorities. And they won't have time to confiscate the weapons before they're moved out. It'd be safer to destroy them.
Consider it done. I think I can find just the thing.
According to the station layouts, there should be a storage room across the tracks.
Okay. So we got 64. So let's change that, 64. And we have 1 value. In this case, it happens to be a string. Let's see if that is the case. And yes, it is, because I got hit, and that value changed. So this value, this value is a float. Like I said before, normal modern games typically will have a float as the value. In this case, it's the same thing. So, because I don't know what access to this, I'll do this here and go back to game. Now, a couple things here. First thing is, we go back over here. First thing, it's doing a lot of different stuff over here. Now, the things that are important are the ones that have to do with this, where the the number we're looking for is on the right hand side. So what I'll do instead, and because this float is at 0, I'll do what writes this address. And here's why. The armor will come back. I just have to wait. And the armor will, one second. There we go. Okay. So over here, we have the armor as it's coming back as it's regenning. So I can call this armor regen, click OK. And this one here happened when the whole thing was full. Now it's a float, which means it handles differently with Cheat Engine. So what we need to do here is go into more information and then go into F over here for the floating point registers. And is looking at XMM0, which is 22. That's what it was at the time. The full, sorry, that's what it was moving into the address here. The full value is 115. Okay. So if you look at the other one, this one has XMM1. That's what's being moved. So it's moving. It's just saying this is the full address here. This is the full amount. Now, over time, if you were to fix this, over time, when you get more health, more armor, this number is going to be capped. So you can move the numbers around as well. Later on, as you progress through the game, that's one way of doing it. If we also go look at here, so if we look at the memory region, this is the region memory in which it lives. And I'll go to float. And what you can see here is the health. So it's right next to it. Typically, health and armor is next to each other. So if we look at where we are, we're looking at for these, this one here. That's one we have. This is the cap. That's 460, and that's the cap too. Now, there are some other numbers on here which I haven't investigated yet. But this cap here, effectively, what we want that to do is we want to move over time. As this increases, want it to move over to here, and then effectively, as long as our armor is hit, armor doesn't take any damage, we won't take any damage. Right? So there's that. The other thing to also think about here as well is that if I simply just lock this number in like we do if we're a beginner. Now I don't know if that will change for events like this, but if we just do a grenade right here. Okay, that didn't work because there's a glitch right there. Let's try again. Okay, that doesn't do a thing. Okay, so that's quite helpful. I need to do that anyway to hack the system. So I'll quickly do that.
I found the shipping manifest. Weapons.
Right.
All right.
So much for getting out of here the easy way.
Now we had it hold. Let's see if this makes any difference. All right, so they're shooting me as much as they want. I am practically invincible. They can shoot as much as they want. Okay, so in that case then, just holding this value in here can help. For the more advanced, what we would need to do is we would need to go into the opcode. That's where this address is doing the operation. And effectively, we would need to make this a little bit more in depth. Reason being is because we might need to compare the values between the enemies and ourselves to make sure that our value doesn't actually change. So what I'll do is actually do another episode just doing the unlimited health part. Um, just to make it a bit easier because I think that I don't want to make this video too long. And for the beginners, all you have to do is literally, like I said earlier, find out where your armor is, and then just have it here. It's a float value. You know what the number is, and then yeah, you can pretty much go to the game with this value locked in as a beginner and get no health taken away from you whatsoever. But for the more inconvenient, I will create a script and I'll show you how to do that in the next video. So with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know. Do you like these type of videos of going behind the scenes and how you can effectively hack your way into a more excitable game? Let me know. And in the next video, like I said, we'll look into getting that unlimited health. All right, guys. See you later.